So let's begin.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna tell something about the actually video that I watched. It was really interesting movie because I saw this a similar movie like that many years before. It talk about a war that it's actually maybe it's controlled with a dynamic shape. So the dynamic shape is really complicated because it has different kind of shapes and in different kind of branches that each kind of branches maybe they tell to us different kind of things. And the main point it was about actually the power. It means that every single person has a power. And then the main point it was about if we access to free energy we can change the world in a positive side, because now most of the people in all over the world they suffer from different kind of problems like food, like economic, like political, everything. So the main point it was about maybe they had an example by US government. So it mean they mentioned that the government control who should be hungry or who are not. So this was the point. And the point was what is the human nature. The human nature, if we can support each other, it's going to be a kind of peaceful resolution. So it's really can helpful for society and the peoples and all over the world. So this is the point that I got it. So you can continue guys if whatever you got it about the video.
Okay, it's my turn. When I first started to watch this video, I just feel like it's too long and too complicated. And in this video, it said there are lots of different symbols, different sides in different countries, but they are the same side. Yeah, it's quite interesting because I have seen this video, the kind of this video before. But I do agree with Shen Shen's his idea. Sorry, her idea. Because like this video said, this video mentioned the war. Actually, like Shen Shen said, like the soldiers should be stopped or should be dismissed, because if a country has an army, this means maybe it is possible to have a war against another country. But in my point of view, I think the army is necessary to exist, because the army can do a lot of things for the human beings. Like if there's a huge earthquake in your country, yeah, the army can help. Yeah, like this, the coronavirus. Now it's outbreak right now with Nushin. Okay, I just keep continuing. So I think army is necessary to exist right now, especially to when we are facing a global crisis like right now, the coronavirus. So yeah, but I think yeah, people should not develop the weapons like nuclear weapons. It doesn't make sense, you know. So that's my thought. So how about you guys?
Yes, I totally agree with you. So in my opinion, and I think like they shouldn't invest any money in the weapons and like kind of like the nuclear and also like can cause the war. And the soldiers, yes, soldiers they can protect like in when we have disasters and they can protect their peoples. And also from this video, I learned a lot. Like sometimes we would think uh, like some kind the media they will control your mind. It's kind of like in the Western or in the other country, the mainstream media when they talk about something it just means they want to know from their way. It's not the truth. So when something happen and you have to think like deeply, like 911, and almost the people, they would think, oh, the Afghan, and they did it, and they are tourists. But actually, maybe it's not true. This is just the FBI and American. They want to make this situation and to divide the people and let the other people to hate this kind of group. And they have the reason to fight, and they have caused the war. And then they will say, oh, we just help the whole world and we make the peace. But actually, they didn't. So they use their medium, and then they use their mind to control the people and divide it to different of groups. Like you are this group and this group and should hate this group. So they never unify together. So it's easy to control. So this is their system. So we need to know, and we have to like have analyze and to know what is true. And also in many areas, they call technocracy controlled every area, like a healthy education and also the media. So from each area, and we have to make a change. So kind of like we have to divide the money from the oil and the gas and coal, this kind of the energy, and then we have to invest our money to the sustainable and renewable free energy. And that is more, how can I say, I think it is much more better for our future.
Yep.
And I would like to add that for me, it was very interesting how they link all the aspects of life, how you can link physics, biology, economics, social studies, everything is linked in order to have a better or worse future. And for me, it was very interesting the metaphor that says that we are like a caterpillar in its destructive stage, right? When it consumes a lot, and it's even consuming itself, but it has to do so in order to thrive into something different. And that's the point where we are right now, and we need to decide what do we want to become, right? Do we want to survive and live a good life, or just extinct, right? And how have we distort things so much that only a few are in charge of deciding the fate of of humanity? That for me is really shocking, and I think it's worthy to give a self-reflection on how we can change things. Thank you.
Yes, and also I think we cannot only think about the economy. We have to think about our future and a sustainable world. So we have like for the individual, we can change our consumer like the activity. Like if you don't need anything, you just not like to shopping and over consuming. Out of the, oh my, stopped.
Oh, now we can see
I
you,
think, yeah,
Shensha.
yeah,
What
yeah.
happened?
Disconnected. Also slow.
Sorry guys for my connection. I don't know what happened today. Just come and go and no connection. I don't know why, but sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, whenever it rains in Vancouver, you start losing connection, so no worries.
Yeah. I think so. Especially in nowadays, I think it's not really good, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think for our individual, and we can change a little bit, and we can spread, and we can share this kind of idea to all of the friends, and also on our Facebook, and then we make a little bit change, and the whole world will change. If we unify together, we never divide it. And I think in the future, we don't have to learn any language, and we have the high technology just to use the earbuds, and I can talk to anyone, and they will automatically translate, right? So we are the same family. We don't divide it like, where are you from? So we are the same in the world, and the only one country like that.
Exactly. It's like they say that these groups want to make a new world.
Yeah.
So we can do a new world, but a better world, right? So the
Yes.
problem is deciding doing something better for the overall population instead of something that it's only useful or benefiting for only a certain groups of psychopaths, as I see them.
Yes. So it's really unequal, right? And they decided our destiny and our life, but we didn't. It's really unfair. So we should decide it our life and our future.
Exactly. But for that, you need the proper information. And unfortunately, most of us only have the big media groups information. And sometimes then you read, they make you think, as the video says, schools teach you to things in a certain way, and media enforces that certain way of thinking, way of reacting. And if you don't take yourself out of that comfort zone and challenge things, then you are not able to see things from another perspective.
Yes, and before I saw a video, it's really interesting. And American guy, he is explained how the mainstream and wash your brain. It's like they will tell you, oh, this is a banana, and this banana is a poison. You never eat it. If you eat it, you will die. And then tell the whole people. And when the people saw the banana, oh, banana is poison, and tell the others, and like that. So no one eat banana, and everyone think, oh, banana is poison, never eat it. So the mainstream sometimes will tell you, oh, this racist, this kind of people, the group is a terrorism, and you never near them, they will kill you, and you will say, oh my god, so when I saw this kind of group, I have to run away. It's really tourism, right? So they make this kind of like the wash brain, and they make you think, oh, this kind of group is cannot, we cannot stay with them, and divided your mind. It's so terrible, right?
But I think we should have the ability to find out the truth, because like you said, the banana is poison. But if we have been educated, we will not, that is nonsense. That's not right. Like yeah. So I think like people say, knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should know everything. We should try. We should know how to solve a problem, because the people say banana is poison. You can't just trust it. You have to find out the evidence or any research to prove that.
Yes, that's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can search from different media, different on the internet, everything you can use. So we can not allow others to so like you said, brand our, watch our brand. It doesn't make sense.
Yes. And also, I learned from the video, and they say you do not only get information from the mainstream, and you have to watch a lot of like from the individual, the media, and you have to get the more information you should get. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
also I think we should like invest more and more the money in the technology, and let the technology and service for the human, right? Not like only to make the nuclear and some kind of the weapon, and when the fight and how they did it, and also and steal our kind of the privacy and our like our, how can I say, when I call someone, they can get my message and my my conversation. How can we say that one? Monitor us, right?
Yeah, to spy on you.
Yes, yes. I think in the whole of the world, everyone's phone or monitored by that, right?
And that.
And that's
What is that on in the sky? How can you say? Give me the vocabulary.
yes, spy or yeah, check on you, ID you, whatever.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So
I think we need to focus on that. Everything we invent should
yeah,
be with the aim to serve humanity and the earth, right?
yeah,
Everything that is living, everything that is a source for us to continue living should be served by us as well.
yes. And we should invest our money very carefully. Don't invest to the corporatocracy area.
Because, yes.
Plutocracy, yeah. Hi, you're back.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
welcome back.
I don't know
Welcome back.
why. Today my connection it doesn't work really good. Sorry, I apologize for come and go.
It's okay.
Sorry,
It's
guys.
okay. It's okay. No worry. So let's make an action, okay? And from now on, everything we buy, and we have to know, is that ethic? Is that from the
Sometimes we buy something because we want it. It's not means we need it. Different. Like your clothes, your shoes, your everything. Yeah, like a cell phone. You want the Apple, you want the Samsung, up to you. But it's not necessary to have like kind of
Yeah.
this high technology app, the cell phone. So I think the main point is people should know what exactly they need, not
Yes.
exactly they want.
Mm.
Yeah, but most of people they think what they need is what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the girls always think, oh, I don't have any clothes, but they have a bunch of clothes in the
yeah,
Yeah, for
bunch
each
of
party,
yeah,
if we have
yeah.
lots of clothes in our closets, so at least we have one conclusion that we don't have nothing. So what should we do now? I don't have nothing, so I don't want to go party because I don't have nothing. But our closet, lots of clothes.
Yes. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, but I
So
think people know what they want, what they really need, and what they really want because they know they need to eat, they need to have water, they need to feel safe, they need to feel love as well, they need to feel respected, right? But sometimes the day by day way of living gets you abstract from that. But if you really give it a 5 minute thought, you will find out that a lot of people know what they need and what they want.
Basically, is a kind of necessary things, and it is kind of normal stuff that all the human needed. It's a kind of human rights for living. So it's a kind of freedom for each kind of person. So each person has a kind of freedom for living, for feeding, for anything. So it's a kind of right for them, right? So I think at first we have to understand the meaning of the freedom. So if we want to understand the meaning of the freedom, at the second stage, we need to understand so what we need exactly. At the first, we need to some things for living, because some people just the video actually mentioned this point that some people not living for actually, what can I say, the sentences it was about. Let me check. Yeah, the video actually mentioned that some people just they want to live just as a kind of surviving, not for thriving. So this is a meaning that for the human needs that they need. Actually it's my opinion, but I don't know if you want to add something else, so you can feel free.
Yes, I would like to add something, Nunxin. Very
Yep.
interesting what you say. And I think also the problem they mention, and it's very interesting and very real, is giving the control to
Mhm.
someone else to decide what you really need in your life.
Yeah, exactly what I
The
mean.
Mm.
Yeah,
real problem, right? That
yeah,
maybe we know what we need. And the poor people in Africa, in Asia, in Mexico, and
yeah,
wherever, they know that what they need, right? But we give the power to someone else to take decisions by their understanding that they really know what we need, right?
yeah. Exactly.
Mm.
That the freedom that I was talking about. Exactly that's the meaning of the freedom that I thought. Yeah, and you mentioned it really, really correctly, Bay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that is exactly what they want. So they want they want us go shopping. They want our over consumer, so they can earn more and more. And then they grab a lot of like resources and make products, and then tell you, oh, this is super good, nice, and product. You are really worth to own it like that, right? Just persuade you to over consumer and then again and again and again.
Yeah, and then also I think the end of the video it's talk about like something like cooperation. If you
Yeah.
remember, Shanshan, about the video that Caracano sent to us, and then it was the full of meaning of the collaboration. It means that if all the powerful countries just support the other countries, like undeveloped countries, like the other countries, so they can support each other and develop all the dreams of the humans in a right way, right? So it's
Yes,
a
yes.
kind of, yeah, they can support each other, and then they can just feed some people. Like they mentioned, it's a kind of the meaning of this video is a kind of like capitalism, and we can mention it because capitalism is a kind of investment in a private hands that you mentioned so last semester in ethic classes. And then also it's a kind of things that it means that it's a kind of power, it's a kind of investment, but in a private hands. Maybe it's called by government, it's
Yeah, of
called
course.
by some powerful people. So it means
Yes.
that we have to divide it and support all the people with whatever that we have in different kind of sources, gas, oil, support, because these days we have lots of people, lots of stores, lots of this shopping centers, and full of the foods, full of the stuff. But some people, they are really hungry, and then grab it, and it just grab for the food and just something like that. So they're really it's a kind of how can you say, it's a kind of conflict, it's a kind of big conflict between humans and then sources and then government and then all the stuff that we can see these days. I think this mentions really good.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
I totally agree with you.
me too.
And
Because,
also, okay, you first.
okay, because like you just said, because I'm kind of the pragmatic person, so I think like Nushi said, if a person who has the whole power to do everything, like you are the leader of the world or you are the president of the world, yeah, you can decide everything that you want. Like you can make your idealistic dream come true. Like you can invest everything in like you said, energy, healthcare, food, everything you can, because you can do it by yourself. You can decide everything by yourself. Yeah, so I think that the point is, if someone like us has enough power to decide everything, of course we can make this world better. But if someone who is not too has something else in his or her mind, if she can dominate everything, maybe we cannot on the right way to make the world come be better. Understand?
Yep.
Yeah, this is what I want to say. Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. And also, I watched one video. It's talk about like collaboration, and it's talk about business. Business actually is not a problem, and it's not cause a problem. And we can actually business can solve problem. It can because if you find like a lot like a pollution, it's not business causes, and you can change the business, and you can reduce the pollution. We can change to the renewable energy, right? And
Yeah,
we can change the green business. So business also they can solve problem if you change it and they make it sustainable and make it the right way. It can help us to change the world also, right?
of course.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think as they mentioned in the video, nowadays there are a lot of startups all around the world trying to make this change, right? And the good part is that technology allows them to have an impact in different communities. And yeah, I think that change in the business sector has already started. Companies trying to do better by their corporate social responsibility, or trying to really improve local communities, or I don't know, create value for the whole society. I think that change has already started because people knows by now that if they don't change the way we do business, then we are nothing else but a cryptocurrency or a robot doing a transaction, right? And they need to give back again to the business sector the human aspect of doing business as well.
Yeah, that's great. So, do you have any idea, or we have conclusion now?
Well, I was thinking, for example, if I had the chance to be a leader of an NGO, I will start my NGO addressed to exactly the financial situation of people, because we know money is a key factor to gain control. And it's also a burden to a lot of people nowadays. If we had a more balanced financial situation with our concept of life, then we will have time to do our hobbies, to be mentally healthier, to be happier, to be more creative and innovative, right? So my actions will be first to give awareness to the people on how this economic system is a vicious cycle to worsen their financial situation, and then start building from the community, from the personal aspect, right? How you can get rid of the burden of having to have more and more and more and more, because they don't want you to consume in order that they have more money, but they want you to be constant consumption in order for you to don't think on nothing else, to do nothing else, to don't be aware of nothing else, right? So getting rid of that burden, and link, like in the video that they link all these aspects of life, link them as well, and help people to get a relief from all the stress that the economic situation is causing on their health, on their uh, relationship with other people as well. And I think we can also build a lot of partnerships between I don't know, community, right? People have their businesses and they only want the betterment of society, because that means the betterment of themselves, of their families. So I think you can build communities that foster entrepreneurship, that foster ethical behavior, that foster even feeling connected, right? So I think these actions could help a lot. And regarding these entrepreneurial projects that really help, for example, to achieve free energy or clean water, that usually when they expose or disclose them, then someone comes and take them out of the picture. I think you can just make them and go directly to the community and help the people, and your actions will talk by themselves, right? That's
Yes,
my idea.
that's great. I agree with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with Marcela. She mentioned actually a really good point. In my belief, actually, I want to add one more thing, that money is a key factor in
Yeah.
all kind of purposes that you
Yeah.
know. But I think supporting each other and dividing money and the power between different kind of countries, especially powerful countries, can support the other countries and people. They can actually support these kind of people and countries so in a right way, and then change the world. But each person, I think, has a remarkable role in all over the world, in my belief. But money is a key factor. But by passing time, I think will be solved. But I'm really, in my belief, I'm really pessimistic person about this issue, because it's really hard, really, seriously, it's really hard to say that each kind of powerful countries support each other, divide the power and money, and then support in developed countries, and empower, and then because we are actually faced with different kind of meanings and then dangerous kind of concepts in all over the world, like capitalism. So if we can solve this kind of concept, so how can be possible that support this kind of people? Because these days, just some people in some powerful countries just think about themselves, and they want to be earn money by passing time. And it's really hard to say, but maybe by passing time it will be solved. But just in my belief, that it's really hard to say, but nobody knows.
Yeah. And I was thinking, why the whole world doesn't they have only one kind of money? Like if we only have like US dollar and everywhere all US dollar and everyone earn the same US dollar and everywhere. Why the US dollar is the most expensive in the world and our currency is cheaper, and even we are the same human and we do the same job, maybe in US
Yeah.
I can earn 4,000 US dollar, but in my country maybe I only want 1,000 US dollar. So why different? It's not fair, right? We are
Yeah,
the
this
same
is the
human.
point that I told you. It's a kind of
So why
capitalism,
can I
because
have
US,
equality?
yeah, because US think that we are the most powerful country in all over the world, and but they are not really interested in supporting to other people. And so it's really hard to, how can I explain, because it's a kind of actually it's a kind of complex phenomenon. So
Yeah.
we can say anything about that, right? So it's really hard to say. But this is a point that I told you. Till we are actually struggling with this kind of concept, so we can do nothing, because we have to understand the meaning of how can we divide this kind of resources, money, and then support between between different kind of countries. Because these days most of the poor countries, they will be poorer, and the rich country, they will be richer, because it's a kind of discrimination, right? It's a kind of discrimination in any kind of fields you can see. So
I think the money shouldn't exist. Or if they really have money, maybe only one currency, and the whole world people, whatever they did, they can earn the same.
they had conflict for another things. Yeah, they had conflict for another things, not money. So money, this is not just the things that all over the world just they fight with each other because of money. the power is another aspect because they
Yeah.
want to keep
Exactly.
themselves. They want to be actually governed. They want to be control everything. So
They
this is the
just
point.
use money as like a tool and to control the people,
Yeah,
right?
money
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
kind of actually weapon for them, right?
Yes, it's invisible weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not about money. It's about greed
Yeah,
and selfishness, really. It's about that kind of negative human nature that distorts everything, because if money it's only a mean to make a transaction, really.
yeah,
For me, it's very interesting how Bhutan is one of the poorest countries in the world, but it's the happiest country in the world. So how do you explain that, really? And the explanation is simple. It's community. Community. They have a little, but they share it. Then
yeah,
everybody's in the same place. Everybody can have something to eat and drink and a place to sleep. So money, it's just money. It's just paper. It's just
yeah.
creation, really. But what really
It's a
matters
paper,
is,
but can't change the world. Change
sorry,
everything.
Yeah, it is.
And
I like
even
this
if no
paper.
million
I
and
like
the
this
money,
paper.
yeah. And I think in the world, like the whole people, they should share their resources and they should unify together. Like in
Mhm.
China, if we have a lot of like the agriculture, we can share to the Africa, we can share to other places. And if the other places, they have the energy and they also can share to us, right? So the whole world is like a whole family. Like we are the brother and the sister. If you have some like problem and I can support you, and I have some problem, you can support me, right?
Yeah, I do agree.
So we never divided by them, okay? So we have to unify and fight with them.
Of
okay,
course, absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else?
not
No,
really. Thank you.
yeah, that's it.
So, okay, today our discussion is over.
Yeah, we
And
did very well. Yeah.
yeah, we did a good job. And thanks
Super
both of you.
interesting. Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
So
Thank you, Shanshan. Thank you,
yeah,
Julie. And thank you,
professor,
Marcela.
we say
Thank
something
you.
to the professor, okay?
Thank you, Professor, for getting involved for the super interesting topic. And also, we can share our ideas and information in a moment via good social media. And thanks for application Zoom. It's really
And
good. Yeah,
today
I
we
didn't.
we get
Yeah.
a long time, do you know? And give me the free gifts in over 40 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was really good. And
Yeah,
thank you for Professor to give us this opportunity. We can share information and an idea together. And thanks, you guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
Have a good
Thank,
afternoon.
thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Professor.
Shanshan.
It's a
thank you,
amazing
Professor.
video. And we can learn something from the different sides. And also, we really, really miss you so much. And
Yeah,
thank you to
seriously.
our
Yeah, that's true.
video call. We can see each other. It's like in the same class, right?
Yeah, this is the reason that Shanshan suggests that we have to record a video, and it's a kind of just interaction, and also we have a social interaction now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2
And
meter.
every day.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
not
just because
alone.
of coronavirus. Yeah, we have to be safe. So thanks, guys. Be safe, and really we had a good discussion. So have a nice day, and then be safe.
Be safe. Yeah.
Yeah, be safe.
Okay.
Keep you safe and see
Okay.
you. Good job.
Yes.
Have a
Thank
nice
you,
day.
Yeah.
guys. Bye. Have a
Bye.
nice day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.